Hey, 49ers fans. The energy around San Francisco has been electric lately, and we've got some fascinating updates that could shape the team's trajectory moving forward. Let's dive right into the latest roster moves and what they could mean for the rest of the season. The 49ers have been keeping things dynamic on defense, and you might have noticed the constant shuffle in the linebacker group, a situation that some are calling the linebacker carousel. In a move that has caught some attention, Eric Kendricks has been promoted to the active roster, while Thun has been placed on injured reserve. This is part of a strategy that keeps the roster fluid, giving the team flexibility to respond to injuries or tactical needs as the season progresses. On the practice squad side, Kaiser White has been added, a move that opens opportunities to explore Jacob Cowing's potential contributions, even though we already know he won't be active just yet. The team has also signed Milo Eiffel to a reserve/future contract. While this might seem like a minor addition at first glance, these contracts are interesting because they allow the team to secure a player's rights for next season without impacting the current roster. Essentially, it's a forward-looking move, a way for the coaching staff to evaluate a player's potential over the long term. Milo hasn't been a standout on special teams, with only 300 snaps across 4 seasons. But something in practice has caught the staff's eye, a glimpse of potential worth exploring next year. It's a reminder that the NFL is full of surprises, and even players who have flown under the radar can emerge in meaningful ways. Looking at the broader picture, the 49ers are not strangers to the unpredictable nature of linebacker development. Just this season, there's precedent for undrafted free agents making unexpected impacts, like Nate Landman with the Los Angeles Rams. Landman's journey is a perfect example. After spending years mostly on practice squads and special teams, he suddenly became a cornerstone of the Rams' linebacker group, demonstrating the kind of leap in performance that can completely change a team's outlook. The 49ers are clearly scouting similar possibilities, taking a careful look at each linebacker option, testing their fit within Kyle Shanahan's system, and preparing for both the immediate challenges and the opportunities next season might present. Turning to injuries, there's a lot to unpack before the upcoming game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Ricky Pierce did not practice again today, and Trent Williams also sat out. Shanahan clarified that Pierce aggravated his PCL during the previous game against the Bears. While he did participate in light practice sessions over the last week, this pause could be a precautionary measure or an attempt to manage the injury leading into the weekend's matchup. The team is treading carefully, aware that depth in critical positions could be decisive in tight games. Players practicing in a limited capacity today include Utros Matz, George Kittle, and Luke Ford. George Kittle and Utros Matz have been carefully monitored, with Kittle's ankle requiring attention, while Ford's limited session is a positive sign given his role as both a linebacker and special teams contributor. He's not always in the spotlight, but his reliability in multiple defensive roles has been crucial for the team's adaptability throughout the season. Jacob Cowing was also visible in practice, and while his presence is encouraging, it's clear that he's not expected to be activated immediately. Shanahan emphasized that Cowing hasn't had the consistent practice reps required to be game-ready, and while the Niners might consider him down the line, the priority remains managing player health and readiness for this week's challenges. These careful decisions reflect the balance between immediate needs and long-term development, a theme that has been prominent throughout the season as the coaching staff juggles experience, potential, and injury management. On the offensive side, the discussion around Christian McCaffrey's workload continues to be a major point of interest. His limited carries in the last game sparked questions about maximizing his impact within the system. It's not just about giving the ball to a star player. It's about integrating him effectively into a complex offensive scheme. The entire system has to function efficiently to create opportunities, from the offensive line holding blocks to receivers making key contributions on screens and routes. When the team falls behind early in a game, Shanahan's offense naturally shifts to a more pass-heavy approach, which can reduce the number of carries McCaffrey receives. It's a reminder that football is a holistic game, and individual statistics often reflect broader dynamics rather than isolated decisions. The Niners' approach is a blend of strategic planning and adaptability. Shanahan's system emphasizes versatility and timing, where each player's role is interdependent. When the offensive line can protect the quarterback, it amplifies the effectiveness of play action and running plays, creating space for players like McCaffrey to make decisive contributions. Conversely, when protection breaks down, every play becomes a high-pressure decision, forcing adjustments on the fly. This interconnectedness means that maximizing talent isn't just a matter of increasing touches. It's about creating a system where each piece functions at its best. Defensively, there's a lot of discussion about the team's capacity to manage opposing offenses, particularly as they face strong competitors like the Eagles. Praise for players like Brock Purdy highlights the adaptability and skill present on both sides of the ball. His ability to extend plays, adjust dynamically, and maintain composure under pressure is a testament to the level of preparation and athleticism within a roster. Observers like Vic Fangio have emphasized the importance of seeing beyond individual games, focusing on a season-long perspective to evaluate performance and potential. It's a valuable reminder for fans that one game does not define a team, and that consistent excellence is built over a series of calculated moves, disciplined practice, and the resilience of players who step up when the moment demands it. The conversation around player utilization, particularly McCaffrey's touches, also sheds light on the complexity of play design. Runs, screens, and strategic passes are all part of a cohesive plan that balances risk and reward, aiming to keep defenses off balance while maximizing the skill sets of key contributors. Against teams with strong defenses, small margins matter immensely. An extra yard gained or a missed block can shift momentum and influence the outcome. It's within these nuances that the 49ers coaching staff works tirelessly, adjusting schemes, monitoring player health, and leveraging opportunities as they arise. Even when creativity is attempted, such as with double reverse plays or other trick scenarios, the impact can be limited if the underlying system is disrupted by injuries, defensive adjustments, or timing issues. Success in the NFL is rarely about one brilliant play. It's about the orchestration of many small actions executed precisely. McCaffrey, George Kittle, and players like Jawan Jennings are the linchpins in this orchestration, their individual talents magnified when the collective system functions effectively. The Niners' challenge is ensuring that each component aligns, allowing their strengths to shine and mitigating the inevitable challenges posed by elite opponents. In examining the broader picture, it becomes clear that San Francisco's season is a study in balance, adaptability, and strategic depth. The roster moves, practice updates, and play design decisions all interconnect, shaping both immediate outcomes and long-term potential. Injuries, opportunities for emerging players, and adjustments to offensive and defensive schemes all contribute to a dynamic environment where each game is a complex puzzle. Fans' excitement, optimism, and occasional frustration are part of the journey, reflecting the intricate and often unpredictable nature of football at the highest level. As we turn our attention to the upcoming game, the intensity is already building. The 49ers face a formidable challenge against the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that blends physicality with strategic precision, and every detail will matter. On offense, the key question continues to revolve around how San Francisco can optimize its playmakers, particularly Christian McCaffrey. His role is multifaceted. He is not only a ball carrier but also a dynamic threat in space, capable of creating opportunities even when the initial design of the play breaks down. Yet, maximizing his impact requires coordination across the entire offensive unit. The line must hold up under pressure. Receivers must create separation and read defenses quickly, and the quarterback must execute with precision. When any part of this system falters, McCaffrey's touches naturally decline, but that does not diminish his influence on the game. His presence on the field forces defenses to account for him in every scenario, and even plays that do not go directly through him can open up critical space for others. The complexity of Shanahan's system cannot be overstated. While casual fans may focus on statistics like the number of carries, the real story lies in the interplay between scheme, personnel, and situational awareness. When the 49ers find themselves behind early, as happened in previous games, the play calling necessarily shifts to more aggressive passing strategies. This is not a slight against McCaffrey or any individual player. It is simply a reflection of football's situational demands. A 1st-and-10 run that gains 2 yards may seem inconsequential in isolation, but over the course of a game, these small increments influence the timing of subsequent plays, the sequencing of the offense, and the psychological pressure on both sides of the ball. Every yard matters, and every decision compounds over the course of a drive. It's also worth noting how player versatility plays into this. Brock Purdy exemplifies the kind of adaptability that Shanahan's offense requires. His ability to extend plays beyond the structure, adjust on the fly, and exploit defensive weaknesses keeps the opposition off balance. Analysts and former coaches alike have praised his instinctive understanding of the game, highlighting moments where his quick thinking turned potential losses into successful gains. His contributions remind us that football is never just about individual statistics. It is about the orchestration of talent across the field, where timing, positioning, and decision-making converge to create meaningful results. The 49ers' offensive strategy is particularly sensitive to the performance of the offensive line. Protecting the quarterback is not merely about avoiding sacks. It directly influences the effectiveness of play action, run blocking, and timing-based passing schemes. When the line holds firm, the offense can execute complex sequences, stretch defenses vertically, and generate mismatches. Conversely, breakdowns in protection force hurried decisions, disrupt rhythm, and limit the playbook to safer, shorter passes. In games against disciplined, high-performing defenses like the Eagles, these factors are magnified. A single misstep in the trenches can ripple through the entire offense, affecting both momentum and morale. From a defensive perspective, San Francisco must remain vigilant against the Eagles' multidimensional attack. The challenge is not only in stopping individual players, but in anticipating adjustments and responding dynamically. Defensive communication, alignment, and situational awareness will be tested, especially as the Eagles leverage motion, spacing, and personnel rotations to create mismatches. Players like Luke Ford, whose contributions have been quietly significant throughout the season, will need to execute at a high level, balancing the dual responsibilities of traditional linebacker duties with special teams and situational play. Limited practice sessions earlier in the week may have raised concerns, but any player who steps on the field ready to compete brings value, particularly in games where every tackle and coverage assignment carries weight. The narrative surrounding Christian McCaffrey's touches also reflects broader lessons about football strategy. While fans often look for linear explanations, more carries equal better performance. The reality is far more nuanced. Effective football requires a holistic understanding of tempo, spacing, matchups, and risk management. When the 49ers face deficits, the balance between run and pass shifts naturally, creating scenarios where star players like McCaffrey may see fewer direct touches yet remain central to the offensive success. Screens, quick passes, and creative misdirections become as valuable as standard runs, particularly when executed with timing and precision. These subtleties are what differentiate elite teams from the rest, where marginal gains across multiple dimensions cumulatively influence outcomes. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers circulating around the league have ignited the imagination of 49ers fans and rival executives alike. DeForest Buckner could be on his way back to San Francisco, this time not just as a familiar face, but as the unquestioned leader of the defense. The rumor, still unconfirmed, has gained traction in league circles that view the move as both bold and deeply symbolic. Buckner's name remains closely tied to the modern identity of the 49ers. His combination of power, discipline, and locker room presence helped define a defensive culture that emphasized accountability and physical dominance. Those who know the organization well suggest that a return would not be about nostalgia, but about control. The defense, while talented, has at times lacked a singular authoritative voice in the trenches, someone capable of setting the emotional temperature from the first snap to the last. Sources close to the situation speculate that Buckner would be envisioned as more than a rotational piece or veteran insurance. The idea being discussed is of a centerpiece, a tone setter whose influence would extend beyond sacks and tackles. Coaches value his football intelligence, his preparation habits, and his ability to elevate younger players simply by example. In a system that thrives on cohesion, his familiarity with the franchise's expectations could accelerate unity. Financial gymnastics and roster adjustments would naturally be required, fueling debate about feasibility. Yet insiders point out that San Francisco has never shied away from aggressive moves when a championship window feels open. Bringing back a proven leader could be seen as a calculated risk, one designed to stabilize high-pressure moments and reinforce an already formidable unit. For now, the story lives in the realm of speculation, but it refuses to fade. If the rumor becomes reality, Buckner's return would read less like a reunion tour and more like a declaration. The 49ers are serious about reclaiming defensive dominance, and they know exactly who they want at the center of it. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.